30-year-old Emirati Jalal Bin Thaneya has come to the Saudi-UAE border in windswept Al Guaifat to begin his latest journey, an attempt to cross every emirate in just 7 days on foot.
So it's Tuesday today, and I'm going to start my journey. I'm going to try and cover 100 kilometers from here. This is the Saudi-UAE border. It's very cold. I didn't get much sleep last night.
He started out at exactly 3:51 a.m. on a chilly early morning on December 20th with his small team comprised of a support truck and car driven by his close friends. Dubbed 7 Emirates in 7 days, Jalal will have to walk over 700 kilometers as calculated by the Guinness Book of World Records over unfinished roads, through the fog and blistering heat at a punishing pace which leaves little time for him to sleep or eat. It wasn't long into his trip before Jalal realized the monumental task ahead of him, and began to have doubts as to whether the time frame set forth by Guinness was even possible.
When you calculate something like this, you need to do a lot of math. You know, they need to look at the terrain, they need to look at the road. You know, they just come to me and they say 7 days, 7 Emirates. That's not fair, man, because Ajman is very small, Abu Dhabi is very big, Dubai is medium-sized. You can't say 7 days, 7 Emirates. So that hurt me a bit.
Jalal is no stranger to this kind of adversity. In 2013, he cycled across the Emirates, and before that in 2012, he completed the walk to Mecca from his home in Dubai. A few days into the trip, and still walking the seemingly endless expanse of the Abu Dhabi Guaifat Road, disaster struck. His main support car, whose role was to bring fresh food supplies to Jalal, got into an accident, leaving Jalal and the remainder of his tiny crew to find a way to manage with the meager supplies they had on hand in their only remaining vehicle. At this point, resolve set in and motivated Jalal to dig deep and continue his journey.
Because I want to make it till Fujairah. I don't want to kill myself trying to reach somewhere and then I don't finish the journey. So, you know, I'm just taking it one step at a time.
We'll try it. I'm not saying we can't do it or no. It is impossible to do it. But Jalal, he's pushing on himself to reach it. As the Guinness record, they give us 7 days. I see the 7 days, it is not enough.
After 8 long days and nights being continually punished by the elements, Jalal finally crossed into Dubai sporting a motorhome donated by a sympathetic follower. This unexpected generosity really provided Bin Thaneya with the means to keep his morale up throughout the remainder of his journey.
They have to bring a wheelchair, I have a walking stick. Hinton, you have to finish. You have to finish.
And the 5-day trek across Dubai, Sharjah, Ajman, Al Quwain, and Ras Al Khaimah went by without incident. On the 14th day of his journey, and in sight, Jalal continues his long march through the mountains of Ras Al Khaimah and Fujairah, spirits high but feeling oddly empty about the whole affair.
Not feeling anything.
Nothing.
No, I want to finish, because when you say something, you have to finish it. I said I'd go from Guaifat to the other point of the country. Once I do that, I'll be satisfied. Right now, I'm just like, you know, it's just flat. I just want to reach my final point.
Cool.
I want to try before sunset. But if that isn't the case, it isn't the case.
Finally, well after sundown on the 14th day, Jalal Bin Thaneya reaches the shores of the Fujairah Corniche. He was sun-scorched. His feet had long since turned from blisters to hard callus. He was drained mentally and physically, and he didn't even come close to the record-setting 7 Emirates in 7 days. But a trek like this has to be about more than just winning a piece of paper, and for Jalal, it most certainly was. His mission the whole time was to raise awareness for those with special needs, to remind the world that there are people who would kill for the ability to be sun-scorched and drained mentally and physically by walking across the Emirates, who would trade almost anything in an attempt to fail at a Guinness World Record trek across the UAE.
Special needs has always been something close to my heart, and I don't believe that you have to be a victim or you have to be afflicted with special needs to represent people with special needs. You know, having a cause is something that helped me get to this point. If I didn't have a cause, I wouldn't have reached this point. It would have been a shameful thing if I didn't have a cause.
It was never about a record. Instead, it was about the ability to overcome doubt and fear in the human journey of the soul, and to honor those who do this on a daily basis every minute of their lives. Logan Fish for Gulf News.